Hello YouTubers and Doctor Who fans, and I am back. I am not dead. I have returned. Oh god, I've been away for almost over a year now. I'll start with a little explanation why. Basically, I reached that stage in life where my friends just came and said, look, you review toys, don't you think that's a bit childish? And looking at it, it is a bit childish. But I've been thinking recently, I just thought, screw it, I do it for you guys. I enjoy doing it. I know, I'll admit that they are just toys that I review, but I don't really play with them, I just collect them and review them for you, so that you know which ones to buy, basically. And I've just got a few new figures recently, and I thought I'd review them for you. You may have also noticed that the TARDIS walls have disappeared. I've rearranged my bedroom recently, and my TARDIS walls had deteriorated quite drastically, so I am in the process of rebuilding those, and you should see them, a new classic TARDIS, in a couple of reviews' time. But for now, we'll just have to put it with the terrible wallpaper and the bottom of the radiator. So, let's just get on with the review then. Today I'm going to be looking at the Series 6 11th Doctor in blue shirt. I believe it's based on his costume from the Almost People and the Rebel Flesh, because they released the Ganger Doctor, which was literally just that with the different skin colour. So let's dive straight in. I'll start first with the articulation on him. The head, it can turn sort of very slightly to the left. If you look at his neck, you can't really tell much on camera. The collar restricts neck movement quite drastically, and as you can probably see there's a little bit of paint rub, so I want to avoid moving his neck too much. The the shoulders even, are following this new character option trend of being ball jointed, so they can do 360s, but they can also do that as well, so he can be sort of airing his armpits. I keep saying elbows today. I can't think what you call them but yeah, that joint there. God, I can't think what the word for that is then. But that does a 360. You've got your elbow articulation, 360s at the wrist. The waist does 360. Articulation at the hips. The thigh does a 360, and you've got your typical knee articulation. It's all pretty standard apart from the new ball joint on the shoulders. So now I'll take a look at the detail, and for this let me just bring in his Series 5 counterpart with the blue shirt. The major differences, of course, is there's a new head sculpt, which I'll look into the detail, but I'll start with the shirts. As you can see, the Series 5 one was a white shirt with blue stripes. I think the shirt is a slightly blue tint to it, whereas the Series 6 one is just completely blue. And it's a nice shade of blue as well. I quite like this blue. The ties, I believe, are the same. I think this one might be slightly differently sculpted to the Series 5 one. It's all very nice. As you can see, they've changed the head sculpt quite dramatically. I think it's more accurate on the new one. As you can see, they've done quite a lot of work to the fringe, because I believe he changed his fringe so that it was more to the side of his face rather than on his forehead. And I do like this new sculpt, this new head sculpt. I do think it's a lot more accurate, and I prefer it to the Series 5 one. It's very nicely sculpted on the head. They've captured the hair colour well. It looks like browny undercoat and then a lighter brown overwash. On the tweed jacket, oops, stand up. The tweed seems to be a slightly lighter colour, I believe, than the Series 5 one. I'm not sure whether the tweed pattern actually changed. I think it might have been slightly different, but they don't seem to have paid much attention to it on the figure. It doesn't really bother me, but I'm not sure whether it did change for Series 6. The legs are exactly the same. They've even still got the little sort of holes in the heels on the right foot for some unknown reason. It's all pretty basic. Only really a few minor differences. The hands, I believe, are exactly the same. Yeah. The arms are, I believe the arms are slightly different sculpt to fit the new ball joint shoulders. I'm not sure which one looks more accurate, to be honest. That one sort of looks more shoulder-like, but then this one gives you more articulation. I don't know. I don't know. I'm terrible at this, aren't I? And of course he comes with a typical accessory of the sonic screwdriver, but I'm going to have a bit of a grumble about this because the one that I got, if I can get it into focus. Oh, someone commented on one of my videos with my magic focus hand, and I quite like that comment. But you can't really tell so much on here. But yeah, you can probably tell a bit there that this sonic screwdriver was very disappointing when I took a look at it. There's paint run absolutely everywhere on it. There's a lot. You can't really tell as much on camera, but it is deformed. If you see right on the bottom there's a bit of silver. I don't think that should be there at all. You see on the blue bit there, the gold has run onto the blue, and it's a very shoddily made sonic screwdriver, which is a shame. Because overall, this figure, I can't fault the figure. I think it's absolutely a fantastic figure. I'm surprised they didn't just like go with this again and release this head and hands, but they've really given him an overhaul. It isn't just like a literal what? It isn't just literally a tweaked version of him. They've done up the arms. They've changed, of course, the shirt, and the head sculpt is majorly different, and I quite like it. So there he is. I picked this up from Forbidden Planet. It was on offer because no one seemed to be buying them, for only £5, which was bargain considering they're normally £10. So I thought, yeah, it's worth it, and it looks quite different. So I got it, and I highly recommend it. If you can get it for, like I did, around £5, don't pay full £10 for it. I don't think it's worth that. Maybe an Argos price of about £8, £9, still pushing it a bit. But if you can get your hands on it, it is quite a nice figure, and it is a lot more accurate to the Series 6 11th Doctor. And yeah, I really like it. So this has only been a really short video, mainly just to say that I'm back. I will be doing more reviews. I don't know when I'll bring reviews out. I have got a lot of figures since my last review, and I've decided that for the sake of time, I'm not really going to review all the figures I've got, because there's probably loads, and you've already seen millions of reviews on them already. I'll just review sort of new releases when I get my hands on them. I do plan to review Winston, Churchill and the Ironside, and the Third Doctor, Enemies of the Third Doctor set, which I got at the same time, and the 25 Cybermat set, but that'll just be a quick 3-minute review, maybe something like that. I should hope to be bringing out maybe 2-3 videos a week, because it is the summer holidays, so yeah. And as I say, I am working on repairing the TARDIS, so you don't have to stare at this pretty bland background, really. So thank you all for watching. This has been VirtualDalek, and I will see you all next time.